I prefer taking metro system traveling around the city because it's really excellent in Taipei, and it's convenient for us to go through around the cities, and it's the public system, so it's really cheap, and we can go around the city by many exits. Okay. No, actually not. Because in Taipei it's difficult. It's hard for us to distinguish the pedestrian way and from the bicycle way. So it's dangerous to ride a bicycle through the city. Sorry, can you say again, please? Boat? No, I have never rode it. I think it's dangerous, and I think I might be dizzy when I drive the boat. I think maybe can improve the more. I think can improve the way that Pacific for some kind of bicycle or more larger than passengers. It's not only the way for the cars and the bus, but also need to improve the other type of transportation. Okay, I'm going to talk about a decision that made last Christmas. I was I was afraid of attending any parties when it came to Christmas event because I consider this to be a commercial hype. However, one of my best friends invited me to her Christmas party, which combined with the birthday activities. Even I was reluctant, I finally determined to be there with my blessing. And it and this decision changed me that I love to try the things and more favor more and help me to want to try to attend more social events because the party that last year is really fun. That was really fun. That I dancing with the electronic music and soft music strongly relieved my stress, and my friends were funny after they drunk. I remember the girl wearing Cinderella's gown thought herself as Fiona in Shrek when she was drunk. After after that, it is hopefully it's totally awful day, but it's really funny and it's truly amazing. The next day she woke up, she was horrified and couldn't recall what happened. And in my opinion, medical development is increased in several years, and people the birth rate increased and the death rate decreased, and that might increase the popular agings, and it's something like a stress to the society. More and more foreign food imports to many countries, and the appetite of the public had changed. They might accept more type of food than the former. Than the former, they must they ate. People they can eat local food, but by the means of the transportation development, people can eat more food than they used to eat. As I see, there are some environment was damaged, and the pollution was produced that make the climate changed. We can't really stop this situation, but we can really stop this situation. Due to people's desiration, they might pursue more and more scientific development, but it's the main reason that cause the weather, cause population, and cause the climate change. I think more and more people communicate with others depends on social media strongly. In modern society, they might chat with others on their phone, and even they met each other, they chat on they applied their app on their phone. They definitely don't know how to communicate it with others without emotion icon. So I think that is the main change in Taiwan. In my opinion, they maybe wrote the letters to express their emotion to others, and my talk with other in person and really get along with others. No, I don't think so. I think most people like to be alone. They like to they don't want to try to deal with others. They don't want to hang out with others. They just like to stay at their home or some place they liked. So I don't think that people like to communicate with others and nowadays.
All right, so here is our part one topic of transportation. And the first question is which type of transportation do you prefer for traveling around? Let's have a listen to this.
I prefer taking metro system traveling around the city because it's really excellent in Taipei, and it's convenient for us to
Okay, so we have some confusion here about the word form. It's convenience. It's convenient. The noun is convenience. The adjective is convenient. Metro system. There's one system, so I prefer taking the metro system to travel around the city. Okay, so we have some grammar issues and some vocabulary issues right from the beginning.
go through around the cities.
Go through around the cities. You can go around the city using the MRT, but not through. And it's one city, so why is the cities?
And it's the public system, so it's really cheap, and we can go around the city by many exits.
By many exits? I'm not sure what that means. Is she talking about the MRT lines? Maybe the MRT lines? I don't know. Do you often ride bikes?
No, actually not. Because in Taipei it's difficult. It's hard for us to distinguish the pedestrian way and from the bicycle way. So it's dangerous.
Okay. Vocabulary choices again. It's difficult for us to distinguish the pedestrian way from the bicycle way. Okay. I think, how about we say path? It's difficult to distinguish the pedestrian path. What is the pedestrian path? Is that the sidewalk? Is there a special path for pedestrians in Taipei? I gotta be honest, I've never noticed that. I have noticed bicycle paths. I've never noticed any special place where pedestrians walk. I could be wrong, but I think that's just the sidewalk, isn't it? So it's difficult to distinguish between the sidewalk where pedestrians walk and bicycle paths.
Way. So it's dangerous to ride a bicycle through the city.
Okay. Have you ever ridden in a boat?
Sorry, can you say again, please? Boat? No, I have never rode it.
Okay, the past participle for ride is ridden. So, no, I've never ridden it. Why not?
I think it's dangerous, and I think I might be dizzy when I drive the boat.
Now, if you go back to the question, ridden in a boat, we usually talks about driving the boat. So I think I might be dizzy when I ride in a boat, not drive. Dizzy is not a bad word. But why is this in the present tense and now it's in the past tense? I think it's dangerous and I think it's dangerous and I might get dizzy when I ride in a boat. Because it's any boat, not just one specific boat. So this article has to change also. How do you think the traffic conditions could be improved? This question is a little bit weird because I don't know what traffic conditions they're talking about because they are using the article the. So what does this refer to? I'm assuming it's the traffic conditions in your city.
I think maybe can improve.
What is the subject here? We? think actually this. What? Actually, I don't know what the subject can be. Looking at the whole sentence, it's not clear to me what the topic is. But anyway, here we need the subject. I think maybe someone or something can improve the something.
And improve the more. I think improve the way that.
Here we go. Okay, so this should be the topic. So the way. Then maybe we can use the passive voice. So the way that blah 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 can be improved. Now I'm still not sure exactly what the way is. What the way of what?
At Pacific for some kind of bicycle or more larger than passengers.
I do not know what that means. The way that's specific for some kind of bicycle. Oh, when she says way, I think she means path. Okay. So, alright. So I think what can be improved is the bicycle paths.
Or more larger than passengers.
Larger than passengers. Does she mean larger vehicles? Maybe she's confusing vehicles and passengers.
It's not only the way for the cars and the bus, but
Buses and cars use lanes, not ways.
also need to improve the other type of transportation.
This is quite difficult to understand. I don't know what the point is, to be honest. Part 2. Describe a change in your life. You should say what it was. I don't know why there's a question mark there. When it happened. What is was like. Surely there should be it. What it was like. And explain why you changed since that. Since then. So, even in the cue card there are some mistakes. Let's have a listen to what she says.
Okay, I'm going to talk about a decision that made last Christmas.
Okay, a decision that I made. This verb needs a subject.
Last Christmas, I was afraid of
Afraid of verb. What am I saying? Afraid of noun. So I was afraid of attending. I was afraid of attending.
Attended any parties when it came to Christmas event because
Isn't it just easier to say I was afraid of attending Christmas parties instead of this parties when it came to Christmas event? Because the Christmas event is Christmas, so I was afraid of attending Christmas parties.
it came to Christmas event because I consider this to be a commercial hype.
Hype is good. But why does it scare you? I mean, if you think something is just hype, if you think it's not as good as it's made out to be, why would that scare you? It might put you off, but it's instilling fear in you?
To be a commercial hype. However, one of my best friends invited me to her Christmas party, which combined with the birthday activities.
I'm not sure what this means. Does that mean her birthday falls on Christmas? Because birthday activities, does that mean it is a birthday party that's also held on Christmas? One of my best friends invited me to her Christmas party, which maybe she's saying my friend's birthday happened to fall on Christmas, and she invited me to a Christmas party which also celebrated her birthday.
With the birthday activities. Even I was reluctant.
Even though
I finally determined to be there with my blessing.
I'm a little bit confused again here. Okay, so even though I was reluctant, I finally decided maybe to go there. But the blessing part, you can only bless other people. You can't bless yourself. You can say someone went to the party with my blessing, meaning I think it's okay that they go. They have my permission. But how do you give yourself permission?
With my blessing. And this decision changed me that I love to try the things and more favor more and help me to.
Okay, so this part here, what's she saying? I don't know what she's saying here. Okay, so does she mean like after attending the party, she started to love trying the things? See, I don't know what the things is. New things? After attending the party, I loved trying new things? Maybe? Favor what? I don't know. Favor
more and help me to want to try to attend more social events because the party that last year is really fun.
Okay, the last part I understand, because last year's party was really fun. That was really fun. Okay, it was so fun that she's saying it twice.
That I dancing with the electronic music.
Okay, well, she tried electronic. I don't know if it got better. The word is electronic. People dance to electronic music. You don't dance with the music. You can dance with a person, you dance to the music.
Music and soft music strongly relieve my stress.
Soft music. Soft electronic music. Soft music strongly relieves my stress. I'm not sure what soft music is. Is it like mellow music? Because when I think of electronic music, I don't think of mellow music. I think of something with a beat, which is the opposite of this. I'm a little bit confused.
And my friends were funny after they drunk.
Okay, so my friends were funny after they got drunk.
I remember the girl wearing.
But why is she's jumping from music to getting drunk? Where's the transition? If you're going to jump topics, we need to use some words to talk about this. So if, for example, you are talking about, well, I'm not even sure what the cue is here, but let's say you're talking about what happened. Let's imagine we change this to what happened. So you could say one of the things that happened was I would dance to electronic music, and another thing that happened was one of my friends got really drunk. So another thing that happened. Then you indicate that you're now talking about something else.
They drunk. I remember the girl wearing Cinderella's gown thought herself as Fiona in Shrek when she was drunk. After that,
When listening to this, I'm thinking, can her pronunciation be a 6? But there's so much mispronunciation, and her voice is so flat that I don't know. I just can't.
it is hopefully it's totally awful day, but it's really funny, and it's
So here she changes the speed, but it's really funny, and there's a little bit of stress here on the butt.
truly amazing. The next day she woke up, she was horrified and couldn't recall what happened.
See, if she talks like this the whole time, throughout the whole test, then maybe she could get a 6. Like the way she talked here.
And
then it suddenly ended. I guess she got cut off. Okay, so part 3. Let's see what the question is. Okay, so we don't know what the topic is. Okay, so what have been the most significant change in health and human services over the past 50 years? Oh my god, this is one hell of a question. Good luck.
in my opinion, medical
Development, maybe? Development, it should be a noun.
Development is increased in several years.
Maybe she means medical development is increased. I don't know what that really means. Maybe like medical research. Medical research has increased in recent years. Medical research has increased in recent years. Maybe that's what she means.
Increased in several years, and the birth rate increased, and
the birth rate increases. Present tense, past tense.
The death rate decreased, and that might increase the popular aging.
She's confusing popular and proportion with maybe population? The birth rate increased, the death rate decreased. So more people are getting born, fewer people are dying. More people are getting born. So more people are aging. But if more people are getting born, then why is the overall population? I understand fewer people are dying also, because the death rate's decreasing. But if more people are being born and also fewer people are dying, why does that lead to an aging population? Wouldn't it remain the same then? So, I don't know. So maybe the proportion of the population that is so there's an increasing proportion of the population that is in their old age. Maybe that might increase, but she says might, but they're talking about the past, but here she's talking about the future. That might increase. Okay, so that maybe she should have said, so that has led to an increasingly aging population. An increasingly aging population. Not popular population. An aging, not agings.
Popular agings, and it's something like a stress to the society.
This is kind of an interesting way to put it. It's like a stress to the society. I do kind of like that. Let's just change this to on. It's a stress on society. Alright, next question. How have people's eating habits changed over the past 20 years? These kind of questions that put specific years in the question, you're never going to see that. They're never going to say 50 years or 20 years. They're just going to say in the past. Let's hear what she says.
More and more foreign food imports to many countries.
Alright, so she's trying to use the passive voice, but it kind of fails. I do like that she puts the food as the topic of the sentence. So more and more food. Now she's using the present tense, so she should say is imported into many countries. So is imported. It's a good idea, but she doesn't quite pull it off.
Countries, and the appetite of the public had changed.
The public's appetite has changed. But see, now here had changed. So here she uses the past perfect tense, but here she was using the present tense.
Public had changed. They might eat.
And now we're back to the present tense. They might eat.
They might accept more type of food than the former.
Than the former what? Because you're talking about the public, right? They refers to the public. They might accept more food than the former. The public is the public. What are you comparing it to? And the former what? That's a good question.
Then the former, they must they ate. People.
I'm going to go back to this here. They can accept. So the public can accept more kinds of food than the former. So you're comparing the public to something. And now she's saying than the former they must eat. So you're comparing the public to food. You cannot compare the public to food. Those two things are not alike. They cannot be compared.
They ate. People. They can eat local food, but by the means of the transportation development, people can eat more food than they used to eat.
Okay, so this idea of transportation development, local food. Let's see here. Former. It kind of sounds to me like she's just throwing out words and hope that the words are going to create an idea that's going to make sense. Why has the weather pattern changed over the past 5 years? Oh my God. Again, we have this very specific time period. Why 5 years?
As I see, there are some environment was damaged, and the pollution was produced.
Alright, so here she's going for the passive again. Pollution was produced. Alright, this time it works.
That make the climate changed.
But then she uses was damaged. Good. Was produced. Good. Make. She used past tense twice, and now she's going for the present tense. Made the climate change. Why not just say change the climate? Which change the climate?
make the climate changed. We can't really stop this situation, but we can really stop this situation.
So why say it twice? We can't stop the situation. We can't stop the situation. What are the reasons? She talked a little bit about pollution. Let's hear some more about that.
Due to people's desperation.
There is no word like this. Desires?
They might pursue more and more scientific development.
What is happening here? When she says people, is she talking about the public or is she only talking about scientists? Because I'm thinking scientists are the ones who are doing scientific research, not the general public.
Scientific development, but is the main reason that cause the weather, cause population and cause the climate change.
I still don't know what the reason is. Is the reason scientific development? Or is the reason this? Because if this is the reason, I don't know what this word means. And she didn't explain it, and she didn't give any examples of that. What are the major social changes in your country?
I think more and more people communicate with others depends on social media strongly.
Okay, so more and more people are relying on social media to communicate with others.
Now, in modern society, they might chat with others on their phone, and even they met each other.
Even when they meet each other.
They chat on they apply their app on the.
They apply their app. You can use an app. To use is pretty much the only verb that goes with app.
App on their phone. They definitely don't know how to communicate it with others without emotion icon.
Is this true? People don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Even when they meet each other, are you saying even when people meet each other face to face, they use emoticons to communicate? By the way, it's not emotion icon, it's emoticon. They definitely don't know how to communicate with others without using emoticons. Interesting.
So I think that is the main change in Taiwan.
This should be a noun, not a verb. That's the main change in Taiwan. So the main change in Taiwan is that, okay, the idea is not bad. People are increasingly relying on social media to communicate with the outside world. This part about people not knowing how to talk, I don't know if I think that's true. I don't see that happening. I see people talking to each other all the time. How do people communicate in the past? Oh, because she was talking about how people don't talk now. So how was it before?
In my opinion, they maybe wrote the letters to express their emotion to others, and my talk with other in person and really get along with others.
How did people communicate? They really got along with each other. Getting along is not a form of communication. They wrote letters to express their emotions. They might talk in person. Alright, there are some ideas there. Whoa, 2 questions in one. Do you think that everything is changing fast these years? What are the changes around you?
No, I don't think so. I think most people like to be alone. They like to they don't want to try to deal with others. They just
Okay. It's pretty clear what she's saying. They don't want to try to deal with others. That's good.
they don't want to hang out with others. They just like to stay at their home. Or
Okay, now hang on a second here. If you're gonna say even and don't, then it's got to be they don't even want to hang out with others. They just like to stay at home. There's no there.
hang out with others. They just like to stay at their home or some place they liked.
Why is this in the past tense?
So I don't think that people like to communicate with others and nowadays.
The word is nowadays. Nowadays. There were a couple of problems with coherence, but she was able to speak pretty fluently. And I think it's that fluency that's probably going to put her in this category here. Yeah, she did use inappropriate words, but generally we were able to understand the meaning of what she was trying to say. But the grammatical errors were pretty severe, and the grammatical errors do cause too many comprehension problems. Whenever she tries to use complex structures, there are always some problems that make it difficult to understand what she's saying. So her score for grammar would probably be a little bit lower. Pronunciation, yeah, at times she was a little bit flat. So we could say that control was mixed and the use of the pronunciation features was not sustained. That's also true. And she did mispronounce words, but it only reduced clarity at times. So this is probably the right band score for her.